Hey guys, it's Erica Lyles, your favorite realtor, and today we have a special show. I have a client here. Her name is Miss Angel McMillan, and she's going to discuss what it's like working with me. So y'all know it's going to be a good show.
Hello everyone, I'm Angel McMillan, a client of Erica Lyles, and she sold my house.
Thank you for coming to my show.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let me ask you this. What made you choose me as your realtor?
Well, one of the things that I really like to do is compare, whether it's for home repair or anything else, and I compare realtors in the area, and your reviews were top notch. They were rated among others that have similar background, and so I decided to go with you.
Thank you. I thought it was because I was cute.
I did like your pictures too. Absolutely. Your favorite realtor. You have that down packed.
Thank you, love. All right, so of course, this is a show where I'm kind of interviewing you, and I want you to give honest answers, okay? Because I want my future clients to kind of go off of what you say. So be real honest and give honest opinions, and we just go jump right into it.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, we got to catch their attention quick because we don't want them scrolling, right?
Right, no.
All right.
Stay right there.
So my first question was, in today's market, what made you decide to sell?
Well, today's market, I feel, is very for the seller.
Yes.
I believe that it's been like that for a while now, post-pandemic. And so to me, it wasn't really driven by the market. Personally, I was just ready to move forward with some life changes. And it was just time for us to kind of branch out as a family and be ready to explore some new options. So that's actually what really drove me. But it definitely helped that the market is still a seller's market at this point.
Okay. So was it fun?
It was. Once you calm my nerves. No, I really did have a great time preparing the house and following your steps. We planned on a fast sale, and that did not do it justice. It went by very swiftly.
Yeah.
So I don't even think we had time to stop and ponder about some things. So, but I did enjoy the process.
Well,
absolutely.
When you and I talked, I did tell you, I said, now, once we put this on the market, it's go.
You said that
I
several
said,
times.
Before we put it on the market, you might as well start packing because it's go fast. And that's kind of what happened.
It is. I was behind a few days on packing. You had to check up on me, make sure I had some boxes. And so that definitely, even in preparation for getting the house ready to show, having to move things different places really helped. So when that offer came in and things got to rolling, it wasn't that much left to do because you had already walked me through how to set up the house. So that really helped.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me ask you this. When you were in the process, were there any fears that you had? Like, was it something that you felt could have been a little intimidating or something that could have changed your mind?
There are definitely some fears that come to mind. One in particular, I think that when you're in a life-changing situation, you don't want to be, let's say, what's the word? Not, I know picked is not the word, but you want to feel like your home is warm, and then you want others to feel that.
Right.
So it's like, how can I express to the prospects that this is a nice home, that it's a nice home to raise a family. So I think one of the worst things is to hear feedback like, well, no one really, they say this is wrong, or this doesn't look right, or this angle is not something they can work with. I don't know. So I just felt like, well, what if too many people don't like the house and then I can't change it, so we just have to wait. Which never happened. I mean, almost everyone that looked at the house loved it.
And
put in an offer. It was just a matter of, can they afford it? I mean, it was like, and you told me, you said they're gonna love the house, Angel. It's just, they just have to qualify for it. And I said, okay, so the judgmental.
All right. So throughout the process, I kind of explained to you things were going to move fast, and then we kind of did the open house. How was the open house experience for you? After the open house, because I know you weren't there,
right,
but the feedback and everything that I gave you from the open house, how did you feel having the open house expedite the sale of your house?
Short answer, yes, for sure. Yes, I was not there, but as I was walking out, I know, and everyone's getting ready, I do remember seeing cars already lined up. So it was like, okay, yes, okay, now I need to go. So I think walking back in, talking to you afterwards, you were very positive, and not that everything always has to be positive, but the positivity just kept rolling in. And so I felt really good. I think it was the best opportunity that you could have offered. We did an open house very early, and I think that was a great thing as well, at the beginning of the month. And you explained that there were even people walking by through the neighborhood inquiring because either they wanted a home, or they knew someone that wanted a home, or their family member lived in the neighborhood that wanted a home.
I remember that.
So yes, so I think the open house was a wonderful idea, and you had it set up so nicely and welcoming with yourself and others. So absolutely, yes. Good thing.
Was having multiple offers, because we had like 7 offers?
7, yeah.
In like a week?
Yes.
So was having multiple offers overwhelming for you?
I wouldn't say overwhelming, but I did think about the what if. Like, what if we have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? It's good that we have them, but now, if 1 and 2 can't get qualified, now I have to go to 3 and then hope that they're still ready to buy. And but I think it was a great thing. I just didn't want to have to go through all of those offers. I wanted that first offer. It's like, great, I have 7, but I want the first one to work so we can be done with this. But definitely blessed, and that to me shows how hard you were working, first of all, to get 7 offers, because you have to coordinate with myself, with the business part, and then with the other prospects, realtors, to get those things done. So phenomenal. So multiple offers, yeah, a little overwhelming, but definitely a great thing.
So when you had to read all those letters from people writing you letters saying how much they loved your house and wanted your house, how was that?
That was emotional, because, as I said, as myself going through a life adjustment, which prompted me to sell, I really felt connected to those letters. And so knowing that this is someone's last effort, really pretty much, to get something that they've seen that they wanted, I definitely was moved by each and every letter.
I know.
And yes, I think we were sitting there together, like, and read this one. It's
about to cry.
Yes. It was like, and that's the truth. This is life. People go through things. And we know what it's like to want something because you're ready to take the next step, or you're ready to move on. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to read those letters and to receive them, because I think some realtors or people may not even accept letters. So I thought that was wonderful. And then, you had me write a letter of my own to include in the binder.
Yeah.
And I think the homeowner now said that she read my letter, and that helped her decide.
Yeah.
So
that was real sweet.
It was.
So if you had to change anything about the process, what would it be?
If I had to make a change, because you made the process so easy and effortless, maybe it would be, maybe I could have had a team of people to help me get ready. I mean, I felt like I was at home by myself a lot. Well, I lived by myself with my kids, but maybe I could have probably got some people together to help push me a little bit more. But you know what? You were checking on me. I had family members checking on me, like, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Professional cleaners, I would say, would be the only thing that I would change next time. I ended up cleaning on my own, or just a little help, but it did extend it out more than a few days. I would like gathering items, wiping down, scrubbing. So I think moving forward, for sure, I would definitely hire a professional cleaner for before the showing and before the final move out.
Gotcha. So would you go through the whole process again?
Absolutely. With you. Okay. That's it. With That's the only way I'm going to do it. I mean, you know, I'm in an apartment now, and I'm looking at new properties and just trying to see that timeline for me. So, yes, I'm ready.
So, do you think you would become an investor? Mm-hmm. If you had me, would you buy, flip, sell, flip, sell, or buy, flip, and hold?
Buy, flip, sell, or buy, flip, and hold. When you say hold, that means then I stop buying, right? Yes. No, I think I would keep going.
You would keep going?
I think if I get into the business to flip, I would definitely make it a almost full-time thing. You know, we have children, we set them up for, you know, their investments, make it a family business.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be wonderful, or a bed and breakfast situation, and continue to buy and turn those into businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been thinking about investments. So, and you're part of my team. You're number one on the team already.
We kind of talked a little bit about how easy it was. And then, like, the hardest thing was probably the cleaning process.
Yes.
So, besides all of that, what was the most easiest of this whole process, and what was the most difficult?
That's a good question. Out of the whole process from beginning to end, I think the easiest for me was showing the home, mm-hmm. because I didn't have to do anything. Like, you had your photographer come in. You know, once I cleaned for however long it took.
It looked staged when it was done, though.
It did. I mean, I was surprised. You know, people thought it had been staged, mm-hmm. so that gave me a big oomph, like, from the beginning. But I think that was just the easiest part. I mean, you just took it and ran with it. I had little to no questions from there and just waited for an offer. So to me, that was probably the easiest thing, just getting the house ready to show.
And then the hardest?
The hardest part, I probably, just from my perspective, is
the emotional aspect.
Yes. How did you know I was going to say that? The emotional aspect of letting go, of course. But then, again, thinking about this new homeowner. Like, when she gets in, she's still going to love it. You know, does everything still look like it did when she first saw it? And when she comes back, is she still going to have that same feeling? Because until those papers are signed,
right,
you know, anything can happen. That was in the back of my mind. Like, anything can happen up until that moment that she signed. And I had to, again, get calmed down. You did a phenomenal job of letting me know, hey, I got this. Chill. We're going to get through. It's going to go through. Because we did have a little setback at the very end, right?
We did.
But it all worked out. So, you know, it all works out, and I think that's the best thing to remember.
Well, of course, with me, I'm going to make sure it all works out.
I believe you.
Do you feel and be honest, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel the strategy I used in listing your property, do you feel it was a good strategy, or would you have changed anything I could have done?
That's a good question. Looking back and being reflective of it, and I did have time to think about it, because, again, it was like happened so fast. Like, what actually did happen? Let me sit back and see how she lined this up so perfectly. I don't think I would change anything, Erica. Even down to how you took the offers and talked to the other realtors. It was very just calm and collect. So I don't think any one person felt particular pressure that didn't help them, probably on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I felt like you gave the right information. It was good information. You gave the facts. People chose to do what they wanted to do, and it somehow led to the person that bought my house. So to me, your strategy worked. I wouldn't change anything.
What about price point?
Price point, I think we were on point. No pun intended. As I'm looking around for competition as well, and of course that's your job, but you know, I couldn't help Googling myself. You came up with the price point that I was already thinking about. It was very realistic. It wasn't out of this world, considering the demographic and everything like that, and it didn't deter anyone. I don't think we had anybody who said it was more than what
you
they
actually
could afford.
Got higher than asking price.
I did. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
I really did. And like I said, no one complained that it was too high. I mean, it was as if you had wrote that script. And that's in all honesty. And it just kind of took off from there. So I was very pleased with the price point.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Now, if you can change anything of how I was as an agent, and I want you to be honest again.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could have communicated more, or what could I have done better, or what would you keep the same, or everything was just great?
Okay. Well, Erica, you could have just lived with me and told me what to do every single moment of the day like I wanted you to. But that would have been too much. So you did exactly what you needed to do from a professional standpoint. I think I probably just wanted to carry you around with me, and every time I had a question, you'd just be right there. Can I? Nope. So no, I'm honest. When I called, you answered. When I called and you were working, because clearly you had a job, you didn't answer, and that was with good reason. You're like, Angel, at some point I've got to work. Wait till I get some information. So it wasn't you at all. I think it was just me needing like that reassurance. But at some point, like you said, it was just like, hey, sometimes no news is good news.
Right.
Chill out. It's going to be okay. So I took your advice, and then it's smooth sailing from then.
Do you remember when you called me and you was like, the Zillow just dropped?
The Zillow dropped my appraisal price, or whatever they thought the house was worth. And yes.
I was like, girl, calm down. It's okay.
Right.
That's not going to affect the sale of your house. But that's one of the
That
key
was
things
hilarious.
that was funny to me. You called me like, oh my God, Zillow just dropped.
As if Zillow controlled the real estate market for me that day. And I don't even know how I knew. I think I was on there every 30 minutes. I'm like, it dropped $3,000. Who sold their house for less than in this neighborhood?
So funny. That was so funny.
Yes, I think one house we saw had sold or was asking for way less.
Mm-hmm.
But
the yard wasn't comparable.
You told me that, yeah.
The bedroom, the square footage wasn't comparable.
Smaller, yeah.
It wasn't on the same block.
Right.
So I felt pretty confident, but it was just funny when you called me like Zillow said. Like, okay, babe.
Zillow does not rule the world, okay? Because it did not stop people from coming in over asking more than once
throughout the process.
So, number one, patience. You know, patience definitely is a virtue. Number two, control what you can control, because you can't control who likes your house, who can afford your home, people's opinions of your home. So I controlled it by just staying positive, keeping the place clean and up, doing things to entice, people to want to come in and feel that warmth. So that I definitely think that those are some good values, like patience and kind of relinquishing control, because you have to relinquish the control on you as the realtor, broker, and your team to say this is what we're going to do. Just kind of sit back. So definitely learned a lot of things. And if I'm going to become an investor and have to trust your opinion, broker's opinion, I'm going to have to learn those two things over and over again.
Absolutely.
So
what advice would you give someone considering selling their house in today's market? What tips would you give them?
Let's see.
First one, call me, y'all.
See, that one, yes. Call you. Wait, first review the reviews. You're gonna see that she's has great 5-star reviews. Okay, but yes, get you a great realtor. And make sure the realtor has a good team as well, because there were a couple of times where I did talk to your broker, mm-hmm. and he was present and I felt more comfortable. So when you can see that you work with a great team, it releases some pressure off of the seller as well, and that you have a good working relationship with the people on your team, because that matters too.
It does.
And no one's trying to
compete with each other.
Exactly.
Or overspeak one another. So.
Right. Yeah, I was very confident in your team as well, so I want to put that out there. And then number 2, be willing to kind of get out of your comfort zone a little bit. What you like may not be what someone else like. So I think there was a couple of times where I was like, let's pull up the carpet. We need to paint the walls. I don't like the blue wall in the 1 bedroom. And you're like, girl, they're going to come in here and maybe paint the whole house. You don't have to paint one room back to the original color. You don't need to pull up the carpet. They may do the whole house. So just because I wasn't comfortable with everything that I saw didn't mean that the next person, right. So those are 2 things that stand out for real. And, be willing to compromise. We could have had a bidding war, and I think we really did at the end.
Because we had a backup offer too. Because when things almost went left, I'm like, well, we do got a backup offer.
It did remind me that.
Yeah.
Signed contract and all. And I was like, what? Wait, so what you're telling me is the contract is already signed? Like, okay. I must have missed that. And all of the, but I do remember you said backup contract is signed. So if something happens, Angel, you have people that are ready to move in. And when you said that to me, it was like, okay, we're really on to some good stuff here. I stopped trying to stress out over things that, you can't control. So be willing to compromise and just kind of see where the market takes people. And trust in that system. So, that would be my last piece of advice.
Well, Miss Angel, thank you for coming to the show.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And thank you for letting them know what it's like working with me.
Absolutely.
I can toot my own horn, but I like when y'all toot it better.
Toot. We got you, girl.
So, guys, that's the end of the show. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all know that's Erica Lyles, your favorite realtor.